So I have this function is valid day of week that takes in a day, and inside we have an array days of week that has all the days of the week as strings. And if days of week includes the day passed in to lowercase, then we'll console.log day is a valid day of the week. Else, we'll console log day is not a valid day of the week. So to demonstrate, I could say is valid day of week and pass in Monday. Save and run the code. And we get the output Monday is a valid day of week. If I pass in some gibberish, that should hit the else statement and run the code. Then I get the string gibberish is not a valid day of the week. If you notice, if I do another console.log and say something like, will this print? And I'll save and run the code. I get the first string as before, but I also get the next string, will this print? What I'd like to do is add some error handling inside of my function so that if anything hits line 15, the function will stop running and errors will be thrown into the console. So what I'll do is wrap my code in a try catch block. And so now what will happen is the code inside of the try block will attempt to run. And then if there's any errors, then the catch will catch it and take the error, and we can do something with the error. So let's say we want to just simply console.log the error. So now we'll see what will happen when we run the code. So what we get is the same output as before, and we still see our will this print. So the code did not stop execution after it reached line 15 where an error occurred, and the code continued to run, printing line 16, will this print, and we did not get the console.log for our error that we were supposedly going to catch. So let's clear out our console for the moment. And what we need to use instead of our console.log on line 15 is the throw keyword. And what it is a keyword that we can use to create our own custom error message. What will happen now is that if an error reaches line 15, this is where the code will actually be stopped. And my editor has already let me know that the code on line 16 is unreachable, so it will not execute. And the message that we have after our throw, which is day is not a valid day of the week, will be put inside of our error, and then it will actually console log. So let's go ahead and delete our console log on line 16. And now let's run the code. And now we get gibberish is not a valid day of the week. If I wanted to go a step further and get more information about the error that is thrown, instead of simply using throw, I could say throw new error and wrap my custom error messages inside of it. So this error object is an error that is thrown at runtime when errors occur. There are 7 different error constructor functions that we can use, and I will list a resource that you can go to learn about the other error objects if you like. But to get a basic use of this, we can use this generic error object to allow us to get more information about the error that was thrown inside of our code. So for example, I could say that I want to use the error's message. And so if I run the code, then I only see the message that's thrown, which we've seen this before. But there's also 2 other properties. There's the stack and name. So if I want to do just a name, then I see error, because that is the name of the specific error that we're throwing. And then the last one, which you've probably seen a lot in code, is stack. And that will give us a lot of information about where inside of our code the error was thrown. And it actually also throws, along with the stack trace, which is here, which again gives us information about where in our lines of code that we can find the error when it happened. But it also throws the message and name of the error. So in review, we learned how to add custom error messages inside of our code by putting our code inside of a try catch block. And then if any errors occurred, we could either throw and then have a string to detail what the error is, or we could throw a new error, and the error object will give us some options that we can use to give us more feedback as to why the error occurred.